You know, every restaurant is a buffet if you want to pay, especially here in Las Vegas, the all-you-can-eat capital of the world. Hello friends, it's me, Shin, and I'm on a quest to vlog every restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip as well as downtown on Fremont Street. I'm 224 in this week for number 225. I'm coming to you from the El Cortez here in downtown where I'm going to be showing you Hot Noods. Really happy to have you along. I'll see you inside. All right, everyone, and here we are seated at Hot Noods Noodle Bar, located right on the casino floor here at the El Cortez. I believe this opened just this year, and it certainly has a nice upbeat atmosphere. They have anime playing on the TVs as well as K-pop on the other, and bright neon signage. And while not too crowded here on a Monday evening, I still love hearing the din of the kitchen. Just some nice kickback vibes in here. Now, regardless of the vibes, you know it's all about the food for me, so let's take a look at what they have to eat on the menu. So, starting things off, here is the beverage menu. I'm going to try and get you out of the glare, but there's actually kind of light everywhere. So just feel free to take a pause and I'd like to take a closer look at these drinks. White wine, red wine, beer, sake, and actually a very concise little menu here at Hot Noods. Now, as mentioned, it is a Monday night and I do have work in the morning, so no drinking for me this evening. I'm going to show you what they have to eat next. So here's your menu at Hot Noods. Let's take a look at what they've got here. Your appetizers to start: dumplings, chicken karage, edamame, vegetable egg rolls. Okay, all looking pretty good. And then we have some noodle soups. Let's see here: tonkatsu ramen, shoyu ramen, veggie ramen. Okay, so a lot of ramen. So their noodle soups are very based on Japanese flavors. Looks like a ton of additional add-ons here as well. Looks pretty good. And then we've got your rice and noodles here. It's chicken chow mein, pad thai. All right, so a couple more. We've got some Thai flavors. We also have some pork chashu beef bowls, shrimp fried rice. Okay, some Chinese flavors here as well. And then desserts as well as drinks. Is there anything on the back? Nope. A very concise menu here at Hot Noods. Now, plenty of commenters have already mentioned in several videos that restaurants with enormous menus seldom are able to hit all of them at a perfect rate. And so I am pretty encouraged to see this slightly condensed menu. Hopefully we got a lot of really good stuff coming your way, because you know how it goes in my videos. Every restaurant is a buffet if you're willing to pay. I'm gonna get a nice variety together. We're gonna see what Hot Noods is all about. Appetizer coming up first. I'll see you a little bit when they arrive. And welcome back, everyone. Now my appetizers just got here. This has been pretty good. Let me give you a view. I got their soft shell crab as well as their chicken karage, their popo dumplings with pork, vegetable egg rolls, and their fried green beans. Some pretty tasty looking appetizers here. Let's give them a try. First off, the vegetable egg roll. Comes along with the sweet and sour sauce. We'll give it a bit of a dip here. And let's see how it tastes. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Nice vegetarian egg roll. The first thing to note is I'm pretty sure this was made from scratch. The wonton skin has an excellent crisp to it, nothing like the rehydrated crisp that you might get from something that's been prepackaged or frozen. Texture-wise, I like it a lot, so a good start to the egg roll. The vegetables inside are quite nice. I see carrot, cabbage, onion, as well as mushrooms. They've all been seasoned well, however, I would say the mushroom flavor is the most forward-facing. And while they are cooked relatively soft, I wouldn't mind a little bit more of a spongy texture from the mushrooms. I wouldn't say they're under, but just for my preference, I wouldn't mind a little bit of a softer texture there. There's also a hint of ginger in here, giving just a little bit of bite, and that is a nice touch, giving some overall depth to the flavor profile. The sweet and sour sauce is nice, a pretty standard tasting Chinese sweet and sour sauce, slightly more viscous than water, with a mild sweet and sour flavor, as the name would imply. It goes along well with the vegetable egg roll, and I'm enjoying these just fine. A nice vegetarian option there to start off Hot Noods. Next up, Popo's dumplings with pork. Good looking dumpling here. We'll give it a dip into the accompanying sauce. And let's see how it is. Oh yeah, that's good. Very tasty dumplings here at Hot Noods. Another recipe that was definitely made from scratch. You can tell by the texture of the wonton skin. It's not super gummy. It does have a nice elasticity to it, as well as just a little bit of crisp from a shallow pan fry. Neutral in flavor and holding the dumpling together well. The exterior is quite good. The filling is also tasty. The pork isn't complete mush. It actually does still have a bit of a meaty quality to it. That I enjoyed. Although I will say with the pork itself, I believe the ginger flavor was a little bit out of balance. You eventually end up losing the flavor of the pork entirely in the bite. I will say that I like the amount of chives in here, and a nice amount of earthiness coming from some mushrooms also. The sauce is interesting. It's some kind of a vinegar-based sauce. It's quite tangy, although just a hint of sweetness in the middle and a slightly spicy aftertaste. It's actually very, very good with these dumplings. I'm definitely enjoying these. Some good dumplings here at Hot Noods. Next up, the chicken karaage. It does come along with the sauce. We'll give it a nice dip. And let's see how it tastes. Oh yeah, that's really good. Excellent chicken karaage at Hot Noods. I'm an enormous fan of this dish. A very nice crunch to the exterior. I really like this breading. It has such a light and airy crisp to it. Texture-wise, I'm enjoying this so much. I'd also say it's a lot more akin to a Taiwanese 5-spice chicken as opposed to a chicken karaage from Japan. Flavor profile-wise, I would definitely say this is much more in line with that popcorn chicken style. The spicy mayo here is very good. A rich mayonnaise-based sauce with a hint of garlic, and I wouldn't exactly say spicy, just an edge of heat toward the middle of the bite. What's really enjoyable about this chicken karaage is that they're using dark meat. The chicken is so incredibly juicy and super tender. The chicken itself has also been well seasoned. I've been told that thick thighs save lives, and these are definitely holding up to the adage. I'm really enjoying this chicken karaage. Some really good seasonings and dark meat sign me up. I like these a lot. Next up, the fried green beans. Nice looking tempura fried green beans. It does come along with the trio sauce, but I think I'm gonna try these straight up first. Let's see how they are. Yeah, not bad. I gotta tell you, I certainly love one aspect about this dish, and that's the texture. A super airy fry to this tempura batter. It's possible that they use some soda water in the batter, but when it comes to this airy crisp, this is exactly what I love. The green beans inside are nice, perfectly tender, while not being mushy. The cook on these are actually really nice. Now, outside of the textures, I do think flavor profile-wise, these do lean a bit on the bland side. The green beans themselves don't seem all too well seasoned. You get a very straightforward natural bitterness from those green beans. And while it's not bad, I think I would have preferred just a little bit of additional flavor there. It does come along with the trio sauces, soy sauce, sweet and sour, as well as a hot chili oil. After having tried all three, I think the sweet and sour works the best. I'm guessing that's why they also paired it with the vegetable egg rolls. It's certainly not bad though, and if you love the flavor of green beans, you're gonna be right at home with this one. And while I can say I like green beans, I don't know if I would say I love green beans. So, this one's just okay for me. All right, everyone, now the last bite to try from the appetizers is gonna be their soft shell crab. It comes along with that same spicy mayo dipping sauce. We'll go ahead and dip it here. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, that's good. A really tasty crab dish. I'm liking this one a lot. Starting with that ultra crispy skin, loving the fry job on this. Such an excellent crunch to that exterior. The batter on its own has a little bit of a nutty flavor to it, but I don't think it's actually there much for taste. It's really there to just provide texture. The crab inside is really nice. Excellent flavors. You can really get the sweet briny salinity of the crab here. While you do get that creamy sauce initially, the flavors of that sweet crab meat absolutely shine through in the middle of the bite and stay with you all the way to the end. I'm actually really enjoying this. I did give it a nice spritz of lemon as well to give it some acidity. Lemon and seafood work together well in my book. And again, that spicy mayo providing some nice richness to the bite in general. This was a tasty appetizer. A nice way to finish out the round. That was good. All right, everyone, so that's all of the appetizers I'm trying today. I'm gonna go and take a few more bites and boxes all up to go, and then we'll do our first round of entrees. Don't worry, I'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. Now my first round of entrees just got here. This is looking pretty good. Let me give you a view. I decided to get all of their noodle soups, the tonkatsu ramen, the shoyu ramen, the veggie ramen, as well as the tempura udon. And it does smell incredible here. I'm looking forward to seeing how it all tastes. I'm gonna start things off with the tonkatsu ramen. This was the first noodle soup that was listed in the menu. And I would say the classic standard when it comes to a good ramen dish. And I am a huge fan of ramen. So let's see how it is here at Hot Noods. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Tasty ramen dish here at Hot Noods. I'm definitely liking this. The noodles were prepared firm, which is typically what you'd want in a ramen dish, given that it is going to cook throughout its time sitting. And so especially for my first of 4 ramen bowls, I'm definitely liking how they hit the timing for the cook on the noodles. The noodles themselves have a bit of an earthy flavor, perhaps some kind of a wheat noodle here. Certainly more than just a neutral noodle flavor, so that is enjoyable. I am enjoying the broth. A nice amount of pork fat and collagen from the bone is rendered down into this, providing a nice richness to the base. I do like that a lot. The soup base is also very well seasoned. There's a good depth of flavor to that pork broth. Speaking of the pork though, while the fatty portions have been rendered down and are quite gelatinous, the meaty sections actually have a little bit of crisp to them. It's a really great variation of texture when it came to the bite. Not only was the pork meaty, it did have a good savory flavor to it. All the other standard elements of the ramen here are present and working well. Earthiness from some wood ear mushrooms, some green onion providing a little bit of bite, a slight bitter flavor coming from those bean sprouts. All of this is working together well. An enjoyable bowl of ramen. And that's a really good start to the noodle section here at Hot Noods. Next up, the shoyu ramen. Shoyu ramen is effectively a soy sauce-based ramen. You can certainly tell by the color, and this is looking pretty good to me. Let's see how it is. Oh yeah, not bad. Pretty decent ramen dish. I was always more of a tonkatsu person as opposed to a shoyu person though, so I think this might come down to a little bit more of a personal preference in that I'm enjoying the tonkatsu more. Still a nice firm chew to the ramen noodles here, and again a little bit more of that earthy, wheat-like flavor coming through. These are certainly some of the more robust noodle flavors that I've had when tasting ramen. The green onion, the bean sprouts, as well as the wood ear mushrooms are providing a very similar function as they did in the tonkatsu ramen, and that's working all fine. They've achieved that same cook on the chashu pork, crispy bits along with a nice soft gelatinous fatty bit, providing a nice extra meaty quality to the overall experience. I'm certainly liking that inclusion in the bite. Now, I've never been the biggest fan of shoyu ramen, and so I think this is a little bit more up to personal taste, but I do think the broth here is just okay. It's very heavily soy sauce based, so there's a lot of umami here, but there's also a bit of a woodsy, burnt flavor in the aftertaste. I do think it is well seasoned, but being a shoyu ramen, it does lean quite salty as well. I do think a little bit of that smoky, bitter flavor in the aftertaste is helping to mask a lot of that saltiness, but in general, when it comes to anything shoyu like this, salinity levels are going to be quite high. Not that I've tried many shoyu ramens in my life, in that I typically lean toward tonkatsu. If you're a fan of shoyu ramen, I think this is still going to be pretty good for you. Certainly though, not a bad bowl of noodles right here. Next up, vegetable ramen. Pretty good looking veggie ramen here. I don't know if I've seen Brussels sprouts in ramen before, but it does look like a nice touch. I'm curious as to what this is going to taste like. Here's the veggie ramen. Oh yeah, that's really good. Excellent vegetable ramen. I'm really enjoying this one. Now the noodles are a little bit softer here than I've had in the previous two bowls, but that probably has to do a little bit more with just how long it's been sitting waiting for me to taste it. It's only been a handful of minutes though, and these still have a relatively firm texture to them, not falling apart or mushy, so I must say that they're definitely timing the cook on the noodles well. I really like this broth. I'm not entirely sure how they achieve this flavor without any kind of meat products, but there's a lot of depth and complexity here. Slightly more viscous than water, there's definitely a nice consistency to this broth, and it does have a rich quality to it. I'm curious how they achieve this. I think there's some kind of a black bean influence in the back end, and I think that's what's emulating a lot of that umami flavor. It's so well seasoned, it's really savory. However they achieve this flavor, I commend them. Again, all the other shared elements here are working well. The green onion providing their bite, bit of bitterness coming from the bean sprouts, and the pork chashu here has been substituted out by some slices of slightly fried tofu. Even after sitting in the broth, it's actually maintained a very nice crisp to the outside, and it's a bit more firm on the inside as well, not a super soft tofu. It's relatively neutral in flavor. It's actually soaked up a lot of this vegetable broth, which I'm definitely not complaining about. It tastes really good. The corn works well here, providing a bit of a natural sweetness. And while I was originally questioning the inclusion of the Brussels sprouts, a lot of that bitterness has been cooked out well here, and it almost substitutes as a bit of a meaty chew in the overall bite. I must say I'm actually very impressed with this particular recipe. I think vegetarians have a really good one here. Probably one of the better vegetarian ramens I've ever tried. Alright everyone, now the last bite to try from my first round of entrees is going to be their udon. It's a tempura udon. They've included both shrimp tempura as well as a veggie. But I want to go on these noodles to start. Let's see how this is. Oh yeah, it's good. A good udon recipe here. While I typically err more toward ramen as opposed to udon when I have a choice, I'm certainly enjoying this particular udon dish. Nice chew to these udon noodles. Given that this was the last dish to taste, I thought that the noodles may become a little bit soggy, but not the case at all. They're still actually quite spongy in texture. I do think udon noodles have that particular advantage over ramen noodles. The udon noodle flavor is much more neutral here as opposed to the ramen noodles that we saw earlier. Mostly just here for texture then, but I do enjoy the chew. This is a pretty tasty udon broth. Probably the thinnest when it comes to consistency. I wouldn't say there's a lot of richness or umami here, but that's not to say there isn't a lot of really great flavors. I want to say this is based on some kind of a dashi stock, which is a sweet fish stock, giving some nice briny elements, as well as a sweetness in the aftertaste. In general, the overall bowl is well seasoned. Every bite has had flavor, and just like the other bowls that I've had tonight, all the standard elements are working here great. The green onion, the bean sprouts. There are bits of fish cakes in here, a bit of a chewy texture to them, but very, very sweet in the middle of the bite. That's all working fine for me. The tempura elements here are good too. A nice airy fry to this tempura, not overly greasy either. That additional texture is very welcome, giving some nice variation, and the flavors aren't all that bad either. You definitely get the flavors of the shrimp if it was included in your bite, and the vegetable tempura is actually quite robust in flavor also. I'm definitely enjoying this udon. Overall, I'd say that the noodle dishes here at Hot Noods are very good. Alright everyone, so that's everything from the first round of entrees. Just a few more bites, and I'm going to box this all up to go, and then we'll do our second round. Don't worry, I'll be right back. And welcome back everyone. Now it's time for my second round of entrees. With my second round, I decided to effectively get the rest of the menu. I got their chicken chow mein as well as their pad thai with shrimp, their pork char siu bowl, their beef bowl, and their shrimp fried rice. Some really tasty looking dishes here. Let's give them a try. First off, chicken chow mein. The first option listed under rice and noodles. I'm curious how the recipe goes here at Hot Noods. Let's give it a shot. Oh yeah, that's good. A very satisfying chicken chow mein. I like Hot Noods recipe. They're using very thin egg noodles, and it has a medium firmness to it, an enjoyable chew to these noodles. I do like that to start. They're using both green and white onions here, and I'm really enjoying the dichotomy. Much more of a straightforward bite coming out of those green onions, whereas the caramelized white onions are giving off a little bit more of a nutty sweetness. The chicken has been fully cooked through, but not dried out at all. A nice soft chicken meat. It's also been very well seasoned. You can definitely make out salt, pepper, garlic, as well as onion, and maybe something a little bit more akin to white pepper as well. Overall, the seasoning blend is working great. This is a very enjoyable chicken chow mein. It's a scratch-made kitchen, and I'm really enjoying the recipe so far. Next up, the pad thai. I had shrimp included with this pad thai, and I've spread some of the included peanuts on top. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, not bad. Yeah, this is a pretty decent pad thai dish. Although I've certainly had this recipe a number of times growing up, as well as having been to Thailand, I can say it's good, but it's certainly not the best. The rice noodles were cooked very well. A good springy chew to them, very neutral in flavor, able to carry the flavors of the sauces that's on top. Noodles are doing just fine. You get a little bit of richness from the egg, and a nice nuttiness coming from those peanuts. And I did give it a good splash of lime, giving some acidity. That was all working well. Personally, for me, I do think the flavors are a little bit bland when it comes to a pad thai. I do think that the depth of flavor here could be expanded a little bit. While there is still the savory and sweet notes that you're expecting from a pad thai, I would like those flavors to be a little bit more bold, a little bit more loud. I think even an extra dollop of oyster sauce could have gone a long way during the cook. While it's not bland, it's just ever so slightly muted from its full potential. The shrimp is certainly nice though. Plump, succulent shrimp, and you can certainly get their sweet flavors in the middle of the bite. I am glad I added that protein. In general, definitely not a bad pad thai, but I would say in the grand scheme of things, it's relatively middle of the road. Next up, the pork char siu bowl. One of the two rice bowls here. I've got a nice little mix with all of the ingredients here on my chopsticks. Let's see how it is. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Solid rice bowl here at Hot Noods. It's a simple and straightforward recipe, but it does work together well. The rice is perfectly cooked, not soggy, not dried out, a good neutral flavor, and an enjoyable texture. The base of the dish is great. We're dealing with the same char siu pork that we had earlier with the ramen, and it's just as good here. The fat has been nicely rendered, and the meaty portions are still delivering some very nice bite. The ginger and green onion provide a little bit of kick, and it is nicely balanced out by some caramelized onions. It's not a super complex dish, but because I like the char siu pork here a lot, it does work well for me. A solid rice bowl there, that's a good one. Next up, the beef bowl. A gyudon bowl is one of my favorite Japanese dishes, and this looks like a play upon that. Got a nice amount here on my chopsticks. Let's give this a shot. Oh yeah, it's good. A tasty beef bowl here. It shares so many of the same elements with the char siu bowl that I'm not going to go over them too much, but just to quickly reiterate, good rice. The pickled ginger provides a little bit of heat and sweetness, and a good bite coming from that green onion. The beef here is super tender, incredibly soft beef, and combined with those nicely sweet caramelized onions, those flavors are working great. All right, everyone, now the last bite to try from my entrees tonight is going to be the chicken fried rice. Pretty classic looking chicken fried rice here, and I've got some pretty high hopes about this one. Let's see if they're met. Oh yeah, that's good. A very tasty fried rice. It's a classic recipe and it's been prepared well. They're using proper old rice, not too sticky or gummy. Perfect cook on the rice, which is obviously a great start when it comes to a dish called fried rice. I could distinctly make out the flavor of the peas in here as well as the sweetness of the carrots. I was not expecting that. Oftentimes those flavors are quite lost whenever you have a fried rice like this. It's been properly seasoned, stained with soy sauce. You can really appreciate the colors here. A nice dark hue to the rice means it's both absorbed a lot of that wok as well as been soaked in a proper amount of soy sauce. And so this is tasting really good. I really don't have much to complain about when it comes to the chicken here in Hot Noods. Tender, it's been juicy and well seasoned. I really like the Asian seasoning blend that they're using. That emphasis on white pepper definitely provides a nice kick. And not only is it soft, but I'm genuinely impressed with how juicy the chicken is. Another fun dish for me. Some real good cooking here at Hot Noods. All right, everyone, so that's all of the food that I'm trying today. Just a couple more bites and I'm gonna box this all up to go, and then we'll do some dessert next. Don't go anywhere because sweets are coming up. And welcome back, my friends. Now my food is all boxed up and good to go, so it's time for some sweets. Let me remind you what they have here. It's actually just gonna be some ice cream. I'm told that they have vanilla, strawberry, coffee, as well as an ube ice cream. You know, given the options that I'm gonna have to try the ube today. And truth be told, this is not a lot of ice cream. And I've got a nice little included spoonful. And I must admit, I am super full, but there's always just a little bit of room for some dessert, right? Let's activate the dessert stomach and give this a try. Oh yeah, that's good. A very tasty ube ice cream. I'm liking this one quite a bit. The ice cream actually has a very smooth consistency. Given how it initially looked, I was expecting it to be a bit grainy and kind of falling apart, but I was pleasantly surprised. It's actually a very smooth ice cream and very enjoyable. Not ultra sweet either. I actually really like that about this particular flavor. I'm not in sugar shock after my first spoonful. You can definitely tell that this is an ube ice cream. Even blindfolded, I'd be able to tell you that that's what it was. A nice sweet earthy flavor coming from that purple yam. They've emulated the flavors here perfectly, and a nice rich consistent ice cream texture is really making that a smooth ride. I'm definitely finding this one very pleasant, and that is a really nice way to end out the meal. All right, everyone, now that's going to do it for my dinner here at Hot Noods at the El Cortez, Las Vegas. All the food you saw in the video tonight came out to $240 before tip, and I had a really great time here. I believe the crispy chicken karaage was my favorite appetizer of the day. That Taiwanese popcorn-style chicken flavor is definitely a winner for me, so I enjoyed that one a lot. I think the veggie ramen was actually my favorite flavors out of the hot soups today. An incredibly flavorful broth. I'm not entirely sure how they pulled that off with just vegetables, but it was really, really good. I don't think you can really go wrong with either the chicken chow mein or the chicken fried rice at Hot Noods. The chicken in general is really, really good, and both the base product of the chow mein and fried rice work well here. I definitely did enjoy my ube ice cream, and all things considered, I think the El Cortez added a really nice scratch-made kitchen here with Hot Noods. If you're staying here at the El Cortez or in downtown and you've been interested in checking out the Hot Noods restaurant, I hope this video has been informative for you. All right, my friends, now that's going to do it for this week's video, where I continue my quest to vlog every restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip as well as downtown on Fremont Street. Make sure you return next Saturday. I would love to have you as I continue to add to my collection. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic week. I hope you enjoyed Vegas with me, Shin. Bye.